Okay. Let's give Ashley the same upgrade again. Okay. And let's get this ready. Well, let's put it somewhere where I'm more likely to remember that I have it. How about that? There we go. You know what? Fuck it. Use the mine thrower. The mine thrower. This'll be good. It's homing, remember? I haven't used this thing in forever. But we do need to be careful about Ashley. It's just like Guts said. You know, it's way harder to swing your sword when you're swinging it for 2 people. How philosophical. How very accurate. Speaking of accuracy. Yeah. Take that, assholes. They should be coming. There they are. I don't know why that one just blew up on that one guy. He was unfortunate. Yeah. Could you be any closer to me? Not a question I want answered. I think we're good. Do a quick sweep. Snag up the herb. Okay, now we're officially empty. Man, we can hold so many bullets in this thing. It's crazy. Speaking of crazy... Yeah, it's not behind you, it's in front of you. Yeah, somehow that doesn't kill us. Whatever. Sexy people noises. Hi, Ashley. Could you get any closer? My gun is literally in your cervix. Good lord. Yeah, I know. It's a scary thought. Let's keep it going. Let's keep on keeping on. If there's anything else you know, it's to keep on. If anything else I know, it's that there's nice, calm, peaceful music here. Nothing bad could happen. Not a single thing. Not while we're under the watchful eye of our lovable friend. Hey, the green stone of judgment. So we have faith and judgment. The judgment is the top eye. Faith is the right eye, or left eye rather. There's money right here, you goon. You literal goon.
Welcome.
Okay.
Got a selection.
You don't got shit. You don't got shit. Because I don't think you really can sell me much else. Because the red is upgraded. I mean, everything's pretty much upgraded. TMP, mine thrower, everything's really good. The only thing that we need is the broken butterfly all the way up. So, really, anytime. We're doing fine. Thank you so much, though. Holy shit, it's...
I can feel them.
He's taking his hood off.
Growing ever so strongly inside you.
Sadler!
Sadler! What are you gonna do, Leon? Ooh. Right in the heart. Fucking Jedi mind tricks.
Resist, but you cannot disobey.
What's the difference?
Now, come to me, Ashley.
Is she gonna resist? Is she gonna disobey? Is she gonna turn into a less annoying character? Oh my god. No, we bonded so much.
Ashley!
Your super spy instruments of death are so creepy. I almost said Lewis. Lewis! Leon. Aww. See, even Sadler likes holding hands. It's a nice thing to do. What a dick.
It's already begun.
It's already gotten like midway through there, buddy. Nice. Died 2 times. Sweet, my hit ratio is exactly accurate with its total. Absolutely magnificent. Cool stuff. Alright, where'd she go? Down there. Let's go. Whoa. You see, we still got all of this to go. It's crazy. This game is just sprawling. Like, people always give credit to Dark Souls for having, like, a really interconnected, sprawling map. But man, oh man, Resident Evil does it good. I think there's a treasure in here somewhere, if I'm not remembering it correctly. Our plan. Oh no, look, it's the guy with all the egg on his face. Because of that agent, we lost Chief Mendez and Ramon. Nevertheless, I guess it was Ramon Salazar. Nevertheless, everything will proceed according to plan. I must admit, however, the loss of my loyal men is a bit disheartening. Just a bit, but I will deal with it. Replacing that loss will not come easy. I must choose wisely, for the Plogao reflects the conscience of their hosts. If chosen poorly, they could betray me. I need men who will swear their allegiance to me. I learned my lesson when Sarah betrayed me. I will not make the same mistake again. In this very important hour, I cannot and will not have anyone stand in my way. So basically, if good old Lewis hadn't been the smart, recalcitrant cookie that he is, he very easily could have gotten turned into the chief. Or vice versa, if the chief had been just a little bit less loyal. Something in here has a gem in it. We could have very well ended up with Beardy as our dear and lovable friend, and Lewis as the chief evil man. What a wonderful world we live in. What a turbulent tale. That we...
What's the news on our friend, Leon?
He's not making it easy. The sample?
Sadler's got it. It seems he sniffed out our little game.
Perfect.
Just so we understand each other clearly, I don't trust you, nor does Wesker. If you try to do anything clever, I will kill you.
Is that so? You know, I met Wesker long before you.
We'll see soon enough if you did.
Yeah, we'll see.
That was an odd look at his crotch. Oh, Krauser. Krauser. You are truly the Yu-Gi-Oh villain that we all need. He is a silly man. Oh, it's right here, the shiny thing. Duh. God. Wagyu indeed. You know, again, even though I haven't seen his playthrough in so long, I also remember this part of the Carnage YouTube guy's... I'm sorry. His name is Carnage. Carnage, and he's on YouTube. His playthrough through this game. Right around here, he was talking about his ex, one of his crazy exes, who apparently tried to kill him or something. Like, literally tried to kill him. I can't remember. God, that was years. I must have watched that, like, 6 years ago, maybe? Oh, man. And yet, it's still stuck with me. It makes me wonder what kind of stories I tell that are going to stick with people, you know? What kind of things? Maybe I should do less reactionary commentary and more, you know, fond remembrance commentary. Let's see. Well, you know, it's kind of interesting. I recently went in for a test called the California Basic Education Standard Test. Also, tell me these wouldn't blast your fucking face off with heat. Lordy. This is really good coloring in here, by the way. Yeesh. That is not how you shoot a crossbow, my dear friend. Oh, that's how you throw an axe, though. But recently I went in for that California Basic Education Standard Test, and one of the prompts on there, because you have to do, you have to write 2 essays, and one of the prompts was, tell us about a time where you made a decision. Ugh. Tell us about a time where you made a decision and it altered your life in some way. And honestly, a lot of the things that have majorly altered my life, especially in the last 2 years, I have had no say-so on the matter. I've never, like, done the... or, not never, but I have not made these really big life decisions that have influenced my life. Like the car accident, or going through my breakup, or God forbid, like my dad dying, or anything like that. None of those I've had any say or anything on. Even, God, even when my dad was going down the hill, you know, that wasn't anything that we could do. There was no choices to be made. It just kind of all happened. In case I didn't mention this earlier, my dad died of liver failure. And it's genetic, by the way, so I need to go get tested for to see if I have this specific gene that's going to cause my liver to go downhill by the time I'm like 50-ish. It starts to show its signs around 50, and then you die around 60, which is what my dad was. My dad was 61 years old. He'd only turned 61 about 3 months before he died. And, you know, it doesn't matter if you drink or not, because this happened to my uncle as well on my dad's side. My uncle Steve, he also got this liver thing, and he was thankfully enough, able to go to Florida and get on the transplant list down there, and he got a new liver, and he's still doing okay. Although he turned out to be a big piece of shit later on because he was stealing money from my grandmother, and my poor father, who never did anything bad to anybody, well, after he was 35. My dad was a little bit of a punk when he was younger. Give him a break. He grew up in Compton. Yeah, he really cleaned up to be with my mom. He was kind of a little okay, I'll say he was a bit of an asshole when he was younger, but he really cleaned it up to be with my mom and raise my sister and I. And he was a class act all the way up until his passing. So he sadly passed. But my uncle, God, that guy, makes you think sometimes. So if I do have this genetic misfortune, then I need to be on the lookout by the time I get to 50, if I get to 50. Am I the only one who doesn't feel like he's going to get to 50? Like, I don't know, I've never kind of taken for granted that I'm going to get to be this, like, prodigious age, you know? Like, I always kind of feel like I'm never going to live past 30 or 35. But then again, that's me saying this as a 25-year-old. I'm sure a lot of people think that. And I mean, it's funky to think about with my dad, because again, he got to 61, so if I really think about it, he doubled my age and then added another 11 years on top of that. And remember, when you're going through your adulthood, that's all still there. And by that I mean, so like if you're 10 or 11, yes, you've lived 10 or 11 years, but the first like 3 years, do you really remember anything you did when you were 3? That's 3 years that you're using as formative years that you don't really remember. And even when you're 25 and up, I mean, then you're just going to work. You're probably not going to school, you know, unless you're doing some kind of postdoctorate or something like that, or doing your master's like me. So, you know, when you think about it like that, like, oh yeah, my dad, you know, passed when he was just 60. I mean, 60's not young. 60's a nice-ish age. Like, if I had to go at any age, I think around 60 is okay. And honestly, you know, my dad got to do a lot of the stuff that he really wanted to do in the last, like, 10 years, because he didn't go to work because he was taking care of my sister, who has diabetes and all that. And he pretty much got to be a live-in nurse for her, and I mean, he didn't have to go to work through his entire 50s. He was, you know, stressed out, of course, about bills and money and all of that, but he still somehow made it work, and, you know, he got to live his life how he wanted it, you know. And that really, it was enraging to me for a long time. If you guys watch my Dark Souls video, at the very end of that incredibly long playthrough, I need to play through Dark Souls 2, or Dark Souls 1 again, just so I can show that I can actually play that game competently, because I was putting in a little challenge for myself that went on for too long. But anyway, at the very end of that playthrough, when you go to see the final boss, who's a semi-father figure, you know, I went on a fairly, you know, angry rant about my dad, and I even cried a little bit about, you know, the things that have happened between us, the drama, and all of that, and that was really hard to do and put out there, because I did have a lot of resentment for my dad for a long time. You know, it's difficult to have money problems and then see somebody who's very able-bodied just not do anything, and, you know, that was a source of big frustration for me for a long time. But now that he's gone, you know, I really do feel like it was for the best, you know, even though we did struggle a little bit here and there, and there were, you know, just a little bit of bad feelings and tension between us. It didn't, you know, disfigure our relationship as father and son too much. Not even that much, really. We still got along pretty darn good. But yeah, now that he's gone, I'm glad he got to spend the time in the last 10 years doing whatever he wanted. He got to hang out with his buddies. He got to just relax and watch television and just do whatever he wanted and have ice cream every night. And honestly, what else do I want, you know? That's it feels greedy to want him around for longer than that, and to have this almost need to have him still be here, you know. So that's my little rant about that, and I'm gonna take a little bit of a break, just a little break. I'll be right back, guys.